Hey guys, Jonathan with FNP Wargamers. So today I wanted to go over a few things, pretty much a lessons learned from my DMing experience or GMing experience for Pathfinder, and it was my very first time doing this. I did a lot of homework, I wrote down a lot of notes, but you know what? Things just don't go as planned. So here are my 5 takeaways from DMing for the very first time. So number 1, make sure you plan to go past where you thought you would stop. Basically, I went up to a certain point in the book, wrote down all my notes, and we blew through it. Because, you know, things happen. You don't really plan. Sometimes they don't want to talk to an NPC, or they kill an NPC that they were supposed to speak with, and or they're supposed to listen in on something, and they just plow through it. It's you definitely have to be able to manage what they do because you're really limited. So try to go ahead where you think you would stop, and go a little bit ahead to make sure you're just to cover your bases and make sure you're prepared. So number 2, nothing goes as planned. So kind of previously, number 1, nothing really went as I thought it would go. There's a lot of times that I even wrote out some NPCs that would have some conversations with my my guys, the PCs, and I just threw them out. They didn't make sense. I had a great idea for them, and it kind of slow down the story, and so I was able to just keep going and make things work. Now, I did follow the guided path, but there's only so much they give you in the book. You kind of have to fill in the spaces. You get about that much information to fill in about that much stuff. So next we have number 3. If they're having fun, I'm having fun. So this is the first time being on the DMing side, and I can have a newfound respect for my previous DMs or GMs, because man, it takes a lot of work, and you don't get to play your character. You get to play a lot of different characters, essentially, and you get to have a lot of fun immersing your players into the game. Basically, I wanted to create voices for everybody. I wanted to create actions, stuff like that. So instead of fighting, instead of just having it where you're fighting and, oh, I swung my short sword. Okay, you hit, you did damage. That's great, that works for some people, but I wanted to make it where it's real thematic, where I painted a picture. You took your sword and you came across his right shoulder, and you roll, and then I will say, regardless of if you hit or if you didn't hit, I would plan accordingly. So I say you came down, and you dug right into the armor, and you force slashed across. His chest is bleeding profusely from, and then roll your damage, and then taking 8 damage or whatever the case is, or dying. You just got to be able to manage that and make it a lot funner for your players. So you want to get them into the game instead of early on where there's tons of RP, and you get your first session, so you got to get that hook, line, and sinker for them to be really interested in actually wanting to play, get them excited. That's why I actually cut out some of the NPCs I created, because it would have just slowed down the game. Next we have number 4, be able to think on your feet. Your PCs will throw everything at you. They'll ask questions, they will kill things that weren't supposed to be killed, or sometimes there's a whole portion where they just ignore or didn't do the right checks. And sometimes, for example, they didn't ask the right question to get the one of the NPC's swords. So what I did was I gave him some bait. I said, hey, he passed out and he left his sword. Do you want to take it? Nobody felt right taking it, because I'm playing pretty much all lawful group here. So nobody wanted to take it. So what I did was, okay, as they were walking out, you hear a grumble as he woke up, and I had to make him say, please take my sword, it will help fight the creatures better. Basically, I had to think on my feet and how to get him this sword, because they didn't ask the right questions, and the sword was really important for them to have. And finally, Number 5, be flexible. Being flexible is key. I need to be able to be okay with things, or make sure that they're having fun, and regardless of, oh, they didn't do what I wanted as planned, that's okay. You just got to move forward and they will have a good time. Just be flexible with them. Be okay. Like for example, I it's a little unique for me. You roll a 1 with me, something bad happens. You're going to hurt yourself or you're going to hurt a friend. So that is kind of what I do. I think it creates like a dynamic. You roll a 20, you can get a crit and confirm, amazing stuff, right? Or you can roll a 1, and then I'm doing a new thing where I'm going to now confirm a 1 with a special roll I'm going to do. And then if it is confirmed, they'll either miss terribly and maybe fall down or something, or they may hit themselves or somebody else for half damage that they would normally deal. And it creates a lot of funny things. Like if you're watching our game, one of my players slung a rock into some bad guys, rolled a 1. I rolled randomly on the 2 guys that were in the combat right in front of him, and he got binged in the back of the head, doing damage. So it makes it a little bit more realistic in my opinion, and it makes it a lot funner for my players. So they're like, oh no, I rolled a 1, what's going to happen? So these are just a few lessons from a newbie. I haven't played very much at all, and as well as obviously as a DM. I played a lot of as characters, so I've dealt with different DMs. I've actually never completed an entire session because most of the DMs have always quit on me, or things have happened, or I've moved. And so I wanted this opportunity now. Okay, it's my turn to pick up the mantle and lead a game. And hopefully I'll keep mine going, with all the players and everything. And it's a lot of fun, and I'm going to continue the game, and I'm having a good time doing it. So guys, if you're new, don't be nervous. I made sure I had all this homework and all this stuff, which is super important, but it will change, and things will, your players will throw constant things at you, and you got to work with it, and you got to make the story work where it makes sense. And you got to also, if you're following a linear path, you got to make sure that everything goes, you keep pushing it towards where it needs to go. So, again, guys, appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the Pathfinder video. It'll be something new that we're doing. We'll be doing it live. And we'll give you guys a little bit of week notice next time when we plan on doing it, because it does take a lot of planning. Most of us are married, and that takes a lot of planning. And some of us have kids as well. So, we're going to be doing this for the channel, and hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you.